Turn this a little bit. All right, what's going on, everybody? We live. Playoffs are here. Some good games that are gonna be going on. How did we get to this point where we already know where we are? You're gonna see Bishop Hendricken play LaSalle after Hendricken. They come in as the 1A. They beat NK. I think it was like 30-14, and then LaSalle over SK 42-3. And then we bounced down to Division Two. You know what I mean? Right now we got Classical and Tolman be playing tomorrow, and Westerly and St. Ray's today. I reached out to Coach Gary Goodheart, and I wanted to see if he was in. If he wanted to come in, because last season, Coach Goodheart, you was in this situation. What are you going through? As you get ready for these semifinal games, even though it's a different division, but the same vibes. See if we'll get Coach Goodheart. I'm sure he'll link back up. I think he was outside, but there he is. We'll get him back up in here. What's up, Coach? You back? You back?
Hey, sorry about that.
Nah, it's all good. I was thinking you was gonna be in this spot, or at least going up against Tolman, but it didn't happen that way. About to see a good game. Fans Only Sports has the game. Um, Westerly, St. Ray's. What do you think these teams are anticipating tonight? Because you were just going through this a year ago in Division 3.
I think Westerly, they're going to be anticipating trying to figure out how to stop the run. St. Ray's has four guys that can put the ball in their belt at a given time, and they got some big guys up front that they're going to be able to move ball. If Westerly can find a way to, I don't know if anybody's stopped them this year, but if they can find a way to slow them down and try to keep points at the board, I think it helps.
Yeah, I think if it's anything
And then
close,
on the other side,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
oh no, it's all good. I was going to say and for the other side, talking about St. Ray's, if they can match up well with Wesley's wide receivers and try to find a way to bottle up Zach Tuck and stop Lance Williams from making good plays, then I think they're going to have a good game themselves.
Yeah, Wesley, first time, long time. Zach Tuck, Lance Williams, over 1,000 yards passing, 1,000 yards rushing. And people in Westerly, just to see the ball being passed around. You had Coach Miranda with the single wing before that, and then you had Chris Reed that was did a lot of run playing as well. So and then you have St. Ray's. They got some athletes over there, and but I think if Wesley can keep it close at halftime, I think Stanley Dunbar and Wesley Bulldogs been a second half team this season.
Yeah, no, I think Stan's done a great job trying to make those adjustments, and especially last week, you could tell they went in halftime at a deficit, I believe, and then came out and they fired on all cylinders in that second half. So if Stan can do that same thing and have a good game plan for the second half, and hold St. Ray's in that first half, then it's going to be one hell of a ball game.
Yeah, definitely.
But the
I
thing for
totally.
sure, St. Ray's move that ball.
Oh yeah, St. Ray's can definitely move the ball, but I noticed at the Tolman game, Tolman held St. Ray's to 21 points. First team, even though Tolman didn't score, but St. Ray's, they were scoring a lot of points all season. And then the following week, Mount Pleasant plays, and Mount Pleasant puts 14 up on St. Ray's. They were showing that they can be slowed down. Mount Pleasant didn't win that game, and then St. Ray's plays Classical. They don't have an answer for them, but we'll see if Westerly can game scheme. Najee Barrows kept the kids in that game. Hype guy. They're down 21-7, and he just kept the spirit in that team. So at least they're not going to quit when they're down big.
Yeah, I know that's true. I mean, talking about that Tolman, I mean, I don't know how many people have actually seen them on film, but holy, they are big up front. They got a kid. I think they moved a quarterback. He's a massive kid. He can sling the ball 60 yards and then run it. And they got athletes all over the field. I think Tolman's probably a little bit more underrated than they deserve to be.
Yeah, no, I talked to Coach DeLawrence yesterday. He came on the show, and it was nice to talk to him. And we were talking about all season long, Tolman has been right there in a lot of games, and he said, "Yup, we just needed time to find our quarterback. We found him, and that stuff is not put together in 2 or 3 weeks." So he said it took a few weeks, and as they came over that hump, they got up to um, the what was it, the Rogers game first, and then Mount Hope, and then they beat Mount Pleasant, which the game here it's on Fans Only Sports, and that's where you can go tonight and watch the Westerly game, and then tomorrow they're also going to have the Classical Tolman game at 12 o'clock, and then they're going to have the Central Burrville game. But Classical, a team that you played last week, Coach. What does Tolman have to do to beat these
Well,
guys?
I think Tolman right away, they're going to be able to match up front really well because Classical's got two real big kids. Number 77, I'm not sure of his name, but he's really good. I might give you a heads up. My phone's at 1%, so if it goes off, I'm not cutting you off. But
No, it's all
if you
right.
can find a way to get pressure on Jalen Dennis, he doesn't want to get sacks. He doesn't want to take sacks, but they're going to throw the ball to Nyakun, and they're going to throw it to Marquise Buchanan. If you can find a way to stop those two guys, specifically Buchanan, you're going to win that game because their run game isn't that great. I'm not saying that they can't run the ball, but they don't want to run the ball. They want to throw it 30-plus times. So,
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. And would you be willing to have you picked this game yet? Do you have who do you think's going to win the Classical Tolman game, or would you rather not?
oh boy, I don't want to. Man, that's a tough go right there. They're both really good teams. I think Tolman's underrated. I don't want to bet against them because they're big, strong, and physical. But you never want to bet against the human cheat code and Marquise Buchanan.
Not only that, them kids
I
from
don't
the
know.
I learned a long time ago never bet against Pawtucket. You know what I mean? And I like what Classical does, but I'm feeling the underdogs in both these games. I'm feeling Tolman. You know, they figured it out, man. And they got some big kids, Devin Ward, really good ball player over there. Their quarterback's figuring it out. I like Tolman in this game. Moses Brown figured a way to beat Classical. So it's not like they're not beatable.
No, Classical. They're really good. Hell, it's sometimes, man. You got that one athlete. He changes the whole game.
Yeah, definitely. Another game that's going to be on this week on Fans Only is a friend of yours, Coach Mike Washington. And
Yeah, that
I wonder why.
one right there, Coach Washington.
Yeah, let me fix that. Yeah, and then Burrville, Coach Ferraro, a team that's I think is going to struggle in this game because they're kind of down on size. I think your phone might be finally dying. Yep, Coach Goodhart's phone finally gave out. I figured that's what it was. I was checking all my connections, but yeah, these games are all going to be great. They're going to be on fansonlysports.com tonight. Go check that out. And then there's a lot of games on the YouTube channel. I actually have the Tolman Mount Pleasant game showing in the box right here. So you can go to YouTube, look up Fans Only Sports. Or you can go to fansonlysports.com. They got a pretty cool app. You can download the games. Let me try to watch some football, but they're going to be cranking this weekend. But how did we get to this point? Division II, Tolman, they're at the 4th seed. They beat Mount Pleasant 20-6. And then you had St. Ray's playing Moses Brown. St. Ray's, won that handily 42-14. And then that Westerly's came in at the 3rd seed. I'll tell you what, that Division 2B respect to all the guys on the other side of that division. But that Division 2B was exceptionally well. You had St. No, that's fine. That's fine. You had St. Ray's. Charge extra for that. You had St. Ray's that's been playing very good, and Moses Brown has a big game against they had a big game, so they pretty much had a good come up, and not enough though. St. Ray's won that game 42-14, and then Westerly beats Barrington 35-23. Westerly was down big in that game, 21-7 in like the first half. You pretty much, you might have heard the story on social media that their offensive line coach Najee Barrows kept them in that game. Kept the hype going. Kept them kids driving. They're putting it together up there. At the beginning of the year, I thought Wesley was pretty small, and then Wesley wins that 35-23. And then Classical and Coventry, we just had Coach Goodheart on. Classical with the 2B seed. They finished 5-2. Classical surprised me this season. I'm not even gonna lie. And Classical beats Coventry, which was 3-3. So Coach Goodheart will get ready for next season. Get ready for the Thanksgiving Day game against West Warwick Wizards. I'm not sure if they have a consolation game this weekend. So now you got St. Ray's, Westerly tonight. St. Ray's 6-0. Westerly finished with the 3B seed at 5-2. They play tonight. And then you're going to have Classical and Tolman. Classical 5-2. Tolman finished 3-4. That game tonight. And then after the game, we're going to have Stanley Dunbar. He'll be in here. We got to keep an eye out on that Division 4 game. But who do you guys like tonight in these games? Leave it in the comment section. I'm going to jump around to different divisions. Look at 4. Right now, you're going to have, a division, 3. Narragansett, they got here how? Playing dynamite football. Finished the season at 7-0. Beating Central Falls last week, 41-15. Like 8 starters were out for Narragansett. I think they had a COVID issue, but they still had enough players to be able to put a game on. Pilgrim beats Tollgate 55-0. Coach Blake had the last game of the year actually canceled when Central Falls couldn't play the last 2 games because of COVID protocol, the 10 days that the teams have to quarantine, and that wouldn't have got them back until I think the Friday of the last season, and they would have needed practice per the RIIL guidelines. But yeah, that game's going to be on. I think that game's probably in another 10-15 minutes over on Fans Only Sports, so definitely check that out. Hang on, I got to get back to where I was. Yeah, Pilgrim beat Tollgate 55-0. Charahoe ends up beating North Smithfield 28-14. Charahoe finishes 4-2. North Smithfield 1-5. They're building. They're young. They're going to have a new field coming up soon. They're going to be playing, I think it's Situate, on the brand new turf field up there at North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles. Johnston High School, they played Middletown 2 weeks in a row, and it was a very close game, both games. Johnston beat Middletown 22-0, which set up tonight's matchup. Are these games tonight, Narragansett and Johnston? I believe so. Narragansett 7-0, which is going to play in Johnston. That's been up and down all season, 4-3. And then Pilgrim and Charahoe, that game has been postponed. And the winner of that game is going to play on a Friday night. Wow, a Super Bowl on a Friday night. Go figure. Division 4. Number 3, Smithfield, finishing the season at 4-2 versus EWG 4-3. Did that say 4-2? All right, well, 4-0 in their division. I did. Oh yeah. All right, 4-2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And then North Providence at 5-3, and Davies at 4-3. Now the winner of that game, the winner of the Smithfield EWG game, will play Juanita Sanchez, and the winner of the North Providence Davies game will play Ponagansett, which that could really set up a matchup where you can have whoever wins tonight's game, Smithfield to EWG, and they move on, and they could beat Juanita Sanchez. They're in the Super Bowl. That's all it's going to take. Like, that's freaking easy, right? And the winner of the Narragansett Johnston game, one of them guys are going to the Super Bowl. So the winner of this weekend's Division III game goes to the Super Bowl. So is it going to be Narragansett or Johnston going to the Super Bowl? Pilgrim or Charahoe? I think Pilgrim can beat Charahoe, which they already showed they can. They had a tough game a couple weeks ago, but I think Pilgrim could definitely beat Charahoe. Narragansett. So are we going to have a Narragansett Pilgrim, which it's been looking like that all season, a Narragansett Pilgrim Super Bowl? And we already know whoever wins these games tonight in Division II will also be in the Super Bowl. I saved Division I pretty much for last. We're going to have, we had last week, Hendricken beat number 2 seed North Kingstown 30-14. LaSalle being 1B finishes the season off in league at 5-0. They beat SK 42-3, and that pretty much is going to set up a Hendricken LaSalle Super Bowl. That'll be on October 20th. Now, when you drop down to the preliminary round, you had Central High School finishing off at 4-2, getting that 3 seed, beating East Providence High School 2-4. East Providence played a good game. East Providence played a real good game, being competitive with Central. I was very surprised in that score. I'm not even going to hold you. I really thought Central was going to put high numbers up. And then Cumberland, EG at 1-6 right now. Cumberland beat EG easily, 33-0. Cumberland moves on. Portsmouth beat Shea 48-14. Shea actually beat Cranston West in a consolation game yesterday, I believe. So congratulations to Shea. And Burrillville, 3-3 going up. They beat Woonsocket 26-0, and that pretty much set up Central playing Burrillville this weekend, and Cumberland versus Portsmouth tonight. Someone asked me if the Cumberland Portsmouth game was going to be streamed. I think Portsmouth has NFHS, so you got to pay your $10.99, get NFHS, which you should have it anyway. I want to everyone say happy birthday to Uncle Felix. Big shout out to he's doing a great job over there at Rhode Island Ranked. So now we drop down. Now we got the quarterfinals, right? Central playing Burrillville. I think, salute to Coach Ferraro, but I think Central is going to win that game, and Central will move down. Cumberland and Burrillville, Cumberland and Portsmouth. Portsmouth is going to easily beat Cumberland, my opinion. And that's going to set up a semifinal game where you got SK sitting at 4-2, waiting for the winner of that 3A versus 4B game. And that's the Central Burrillville game. So the winner of Central Burrillville plays SK July 20th. And the winner of the Cumberland Portsmouth game plays NK. So here it is, man. So you can definitely go over to. I know Ronnie got you covered over there at Fans Only Sports. Let me get through this a little. This is the Tolman game from last week. But pretty soon, in a little while, I don't think it started yet. Hang on, let me check on the other computer. Hold on. Yeah, I don't think it started yet, but I'm glad they was able to get the Wesley St. Ray's game. I'm glad they was able to get all the Division II playoff games. I think they're doing a very good job. You can actually they got a nice app that you can get the app and go on, watch the games, watch the podcast. They also have boys soccer playoffs, Mount Hope versus Cranston West. What else they have here? St. Ray's versus Moses Brown football. Mount Pleasant versus Tolman. They have Central versus East Providence. They have a lot of good games. They have Rhode Island girls volleyball playoffs, Cranston West versus Coventry. Girls soccer quarterfinals, Cranston West versus North. Cranston West versus Cranston. Pilgrim versus NK. They have tons of games. Smithfield versus Pontigansett. Very choppy game. I recommend you go check that game out. Smithfield versus Pontigansett. It even got stopped towards the end of the game. A little suspect there, you know. Mount Hope versus Tolman, another good football game. So yeah, Fans Only Sports has a lot of games going on over there. But let me check this out. It looks like Situate and North Smithfield's going to play on the new turf. They're going to be the first teams to play on the new turf up there at North Smithfield. Let's see. I don't think it's set up yet. I don't think it's on yet. Oh, no. Look at that passing yard, Wesley. 1,264 passing yards. That's pretty insane. But you can go to Fans Only Sports and watch this game live right now. It's going to be good. They're also going to have the Classical Tolman game tomorrow. So definitely check that out. Also the Central Burrowville game, and I know and I know they have a whole bunch of soccer games that was going on. Like I was just showing you over here on the right, you can actually see the playlist of all the events that Fans Only Sports has. So, and don't forget, after tonight's game, Stanley Dunbar is going to be over here on Can We Keep Real podcast. We're going to talk to him, see what's going on. Will this show Wesley? If you want to see the Wesley game tonight, go to Fans Only Sports on YouTube. Fans Only Sports, or go to fansonlysports.com and hit the watch live, and there should be a link that brings you right to the Westerly game. I'll show you what it looks like. Give me 1 second to get this out of here. There's what it's going to look like, what's on the screen. 1 second, I'll actually make it a little bigger. You go over here, it's Fans Only Sports with a Z, SPORTZ. I'm going to type it in the comment section. Actually, let me get the link right here. Here we go. Paste. Let me go back in here. I'm going to put the link right in the comment section. Oh, that ain't it. Yeah, you go over there to Fans Only Sports. The oh, that's why. Yeah, right here. Fans Only Sports Network. So go over there. The game's on right now. They also have coming up the. It might even be tonight. The Cranston Fire versus Cranston Police Charity basketball game. Um, yeah, and then just click the one that says St. Ray's Westerly, and then after the game, we're gonna have Coach Dunbar. He's gonna be in. It's definitely a wet one over there, but it's gonna be a good game. So go over to fansonlysports.com and check that out. And then tonight we'll see what Coach Dunbar is up to, man. But I think it's gonna be underdogs. I think Westerly right now, if they can keep it close at halftime, if Westerly can keep it close at halftime, Westerly has been able to adjust. They have been able to control the second half of a lot of different football games this season. You look at their stats in the second half. You know, Lance Williams throwing for 1,250 yards this season. Incredible. You look at rushing. Zach Tuck, 1,407 yards. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so Lance Williams, throwing for 1,250 yards. So it's definitely going to be a good game. But go over there to Fans Only Sports. Check that game out. Look at the one. Look at that. John Bigden. Why the sad emoji, John? That ain't right. You don't like this game? Well, yeah, the winner, going to go on and play whoever wins that classical game tomorrow night. So it's definitely going to be good. And then in Division One, you're going to have Central and Burrillville, Portsmouth and Cumberland. The winner of the Central Burrillville game is going to go on to play SK. And the winner of the Portsmouth Cumberland game is going to go on to play NK. And then how did we get here? Mount Pleasant playing Tolman. Tolman beating them 20-6. Classical over Coventry 22-14. Westerly beating Barrington 35-23, and that brings us really up to tonight's matchup and the winner of this weekend's games in Division 2. These are all Division 2B programs. Every one of them Division 2B programs. But yeah, go over to Fans Only Sports. Check out the game. It's going to be lit, and we'll definitely be back with Coach Dunbar after this. We're going to have to check out the North Smithfield game. I think the Portsmouth Cumberland game, that might even be over on NFHS, if I'm not mistaken. I think Portsmouth or one of them actually have that going on. But all right, but yeah, definitely go over there to Fans Only Sports. Check that out. What did I want to put up here too? Let me see. My dogs drive me nuts. I gotta go in a minute. Take them out. I should have put the ticker at the bottom. Can Westerly stop the run? Definitely go over there to Fans Only Sports. And everybody say happy birthday to Uncle Felix. Happy birthday, Uncle Felix. Uncle Felix does the Rhode Island ranked top 3. We have him every week on the podcast. He didn't come on this game, but go over there and check that out. All right, we'll be back after the game. Don't forget Coach Dunbar. We'll be back.
Can We Keep It Real Podcast Network. Shout out to Can We Keep It Real